Hello and welcome to More Time in the Kitchen. So in this video I am going to be doing the taste test slash mukbang for the Victorian cake recipe that I did last week. As always, link to that is down below or at the end. So as I said in that video, but if you've not seen it, this recipe is from Mrs. Beaton's book of household management. And as I said last time, it is not just a recipe book, it's also sort of like an encyclopedia of how to run a Victorian household. Now, I have to apologise that I'm not in period dress, but I've tried to make things look nice and quaint. So you won't see the full background. I'll give you a shot of the full background just so you can see the whole thing. But yeah, you can still see there the old carpet beater behind me. All this stuff just came with the house. I think the owners are older and obviously have older taste in furnishings, but I think it's really cute that the carpet beater and the little fireplace. And to go along with the little quaint theme, I've got this gorgeous little cup with a little bird on it for my tea. Can't be having a traditional Victorian cake without a cup of tea. I've also got a matching plate, but you can't see as much of it because of course it's got the slice of cake on it. And I've also got this little pastry fork. Again, very quaint. That was a gift from my mum actually. She got me a little set of these forks. They're really cute. They've all got little different fruits on the top of them. I mean, I feel like the cake's very rustic. So the fork almost looks like it's not going to manage, but yeah, we'll manage. So just wanted things quaint AF for this video. So I think I will pour myself some tea and we can get started with a mukbang soon. So in this video I'm going to be going through a little bit of the book, just sharing some stuff that sort of tickled me, just funny stuff that I found in the book. Because of course when we think about Victorian times we think of it as being cute and quaint and funny instead of the horrific class inequality and sexism and medical treatments. And that's one of the things that's in the book actually. There's some like sort of first aid kind of stuff, like basic medical stuff in there. So that's one of the things I'm going to be reading to you guys. Right, let's pop some milk in the tea. But anyway, first things first, let us try Mrs. Beaton's nice, useful cake recipe. The top is very crusty. That's pretty typical of a fruit loaf or fruit cake. So it's slightly sweet, it's not too sweet. It is it is a bit dry, and I did think that might be the case when I saw the amount of flour compared to other ingredients, but the currants kind of counteract that. And there's just a slight hint of citrus as well from the peel that's in there. I'm struggling a little bit with this tiny fork. You get a little extra bit of texture from the flaked almonds that are in there. Just a little bit of crunch. Yeah, it's a pretty good cake. It's a nice, useful cake. As described. It's very nice tea. It's Wedgwood picnic tea. I did have the little tin, but I left it somewhere else. Okay, so let's have a look at the book, because there's some funny things that I found in here that I wanted to share with you guys. Now, like I said in the last video, it is public access, so you can see it if you just Google Mrs. Beaton's book of household management. It will come up on Google. You can read the entire thing. So, again, as I said, this is just excerpts. It's not the whole book. The whole book, well, I think there's 3 books, so they're all available online. Let me see. I really should have bookmarked things that I found funny. Right, here we go. So, I saw the picture first in the recipe section. Now, rather than showing you from the book, actually, I think I'll just show you a picture from the online version. So this is what I saw. Yeah. So when I saw that picture in the recipe section, my heart sunk a little bit. I thought, oh no. Oh, especially because I know someone who really, really loves guinea pigs. I thought, oh God, if they were to see this. But she actually doesn't recommend them for food. She says their flesh, although eatable, is decidedly unfit for food. And then, what did she say? Unless it has been that they deter rats from intruding within the rabbit hutch, they are as useless as they are harmless. So, yeah, not for eating, just for looking at, for being cute as pets. Have another little bit of cake. I'm going to be constantly doing this to get my hair out of my face. I'm sorry. That's why I usually have it tied back in videos. Right, what else did I find funny? There was a bit at the beginning all about what the mistress should wear when. Here we go. So it says, for morning calls, it is well to be neatly attired, for a costume very different than you generally wear, or anything approaching an evening dress. will be very much out of place. As a general rule, it may be said, both in reference to this and in all other occasions, it is better to be underdressed than overdressed. So essentially she's saying, if somebody's visiting you in the morning, don't overdress. Okay. So there's also some stuff towards the back, which is basically first aid, medical stuff. So it's interesting to see like what's the same and what's different from back then and how stuff would be treated. So we've got fits here. Fits come on so suddenly, often without even the slightest warning, and may prove fatal so quickly that all people should be acquainted at least with their leading symptoms and treatment, as a few moments, more or less, will often decide the question between life and death. True. So what have we got? Treatment. Place the patient immediately in bed with his head well raised. Take off everything that he has around his neck. And bleed freely at once from the arm. Well, we were doing well until it got to bleeding people. Oh dear. Oh god, if you have not got a lancet, use a pen knife or anything suitable that may be at hand. Apply warm mustard poultices to the soles of the feet and the insides of the thighs and legs. Put 2 drops of castor oil mixed up with 8 grains of calomel, I don't know what that is, on top of the tongue as far back as possible. A most important part of the treatment being to open the bowels as quickly and freely as possible. Right, okay. I think we're going to stop there because it goes on for quite a while. But yeah. Yes, lay someone down and put something under their head. No, do not start cutting them. Or applying various random things. Well, we can look back and laugh, eh? What else is there? Well, here we go, hysterics. Yeah, so if you're into Victorian history, you might know there's some unusual treatments for hysteria back in the day, but let's see what they say here. These fits take place for the most part in young, nervous, unmarried women. Hey, that's me. They happen much less often in married women, and even, in some rare cases indeed, in men. Young women who are subject to these fits are apt to think that they are suffering from all the ills that their flesh is heir to, and the false symptoms of disease which they show are so like the true ones that it is often exceedingly difficult to detect the difference. What? The fits themselves are mostly preceded by great depression of spirits, shedding of tears, sickness, palpitation of the heart, a pain as if a nail was being driven in is also often felt at one particular part of the head. In almost all cases, when a fit is coming on, pain is felt on the left side. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So there was this sort of almost fictional malady of hysteria. which seemed to, they thought, affect women. I suppose nowadays it might be considered like mental illness. But yeah, then there's stuff about headaches. Anyway, I think that's enough of the book. So I was going to talk a little bit about moving. So obviously I'm here, so I have successfully moved, but the journey was a bit fraught. I was a bit stressed in getting here because I was rushing to clean and get all my stuff moved out of one place and then drive here and get the keys and everything from the letting agency in time, which I managed to, but it was a bit tight. So yeah, got here in one piece, was all relaxed. Well, was starting to relax. And then I went out the back garden to go and get the stuff out of the car. And it was dark by this time. And I forgot that there was a little step. And I went, for a little trip. It was quite painful. Didn't land on my head, thank goodness. I kind of landed on my arm. I had such a long day. I just lay there in the back garden for a while. And obviously there was no one around, and there's quite high walls, so no one was going to have seen me falling over. I was lying there, and I kind of just wanted to stay there. Just wanted to lie there and gently weep. And then I thought, no, it's getting a bit cold and I better get this stuff out of the car, so I got up. But yeah, it was a bit painful. And then after that, I found out that the boiler wasn't really working. Well, I thought the boiler wasn't working. At any rate, I didn't have a gas supply, which is the last thing you want if you've just moved in somewhere. Needless to say, especially in winter. So I didn't manage to sort it out that night, but I got it sorted out the next day. Essentially what had happened was I had set up a direct debit with the company that provides the gas and electric for here, but something happened that it didn't go through or whatever. And the person who'd been here before me had, it's a smart meter, but it's like a top-up meter as well, which I've never had before. I've always just done a direct debit and just had everything, you know, constantly supplied, and I just pay whatever the direct debit is. So I had no idea what to do. I didn't have a card or anything. So the next day, it literally took me the whole day to get it sorted. I was phoning this company all day before I could get a gas supply. But I got it sorted in the end. It was all good. I've still not got the direct debit set up because apparently they're having some problems with it. Like with changing it over. But I have electricity, I have hot water, I have heating. Other than that, I think the move went alright. I'm almost completely unpacked. There's some stuff in the spare room which I still need to get rid of. I've also started my new job. So this week I've just been going through like an induction. So I'm still not completely sure what I'm going to be doing. But literally, everybody I've met has been so nice. Really, genuinely nice and friendly. And I do mean everyone. Everyone has been nice and really helpful. Not just generally being nice. Everyone's been really helpful. So I'm definitely looking forward to like properly getting into work. And the two teams that I'm going to be working with seem quite keen to get me on board for me to start. So it's all very exciting. I'm feeling positive about it. I'm still enjoying this cake. It's really sort of rustic. Feels like something a gran would make. Acoustic food. I know some people don't like things like currants or raisins in cakes, but I love them. I think they add like a little burst of flavour. I'm down to my last bit. I think there's some machinery or something moving next door. Oh. Wow, I think Mrs. Beaton's still got it. Like I say, it's a little bit dry for my taste, but it's still a good cake. As long as you've got some tea to wash it down with. So if you made it like a loaf cake, you could pop some butter on there as well. That's the tea finished as well. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. As always, if you like this video, give us a like, give us a comment, and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And again, if you'd like me to try more historical recipes or maybe like weird and wonderful recipes, you know, something that's not my own recipe, not all the time, but now and then. If you wanted me to try something like that, then please let me know in the comments. But for now, cheerio, bye!